Hi, my name is BJ and I am your guide for walking you through this structured narrative on preparing your resume. It will help you illustrate your skills and your work experience in an elegant manner and highlight your unique strengths. This course will guide you to prepare a resume for getting more matching job opportunities. It provides you with step-by-step instructions for preparing your resume layout, writing various sections of your resume, and formatting the contents. It shows actual resume samples, directions at each stage, and how to edit various sections of your resume all through to preparing the final version of your resume. Please note that the objective of preparing an elegant resume is to get more responses to your job applications. After preparing your resume, you still need to develop an effective job search strategy and prepare a compelling job interview script to get your next job. Thanks. General guidelines. The general thumb rule is to have a resume that gets the viewer interested in knowing more about you. So, it needs to be larger than a one-page sales advertisement and shorter than a theoretical biography. Anywhere between 1 to 5 pages is good. The shorter, the better. But don't get stuck on the one-page resume rule. Best practices for content writing. Accentuate those parts of your experience which is directly related to the role that you are seeking. For example, if you are looking for individual performer roles, then emphasize those skills right at the beginning. Whereas if you are looking for manager roles, then bring forth those skills ahead of the other skills. This will help the resume reviewer to match the key elements of the job role with key aspects in your resume. In short, accentuate what you want the reader to notice on your resume. Point 2. Delete or de-emphasize non-relevant details while describing job roles worked prior to recent 5 years. For example, if you have worked in a role a few years back which is not relevant to the role you are currently seeking, then remove the bullet points of the work experience from this old job role. This will help to avoid the reader from wandering over the rails while viewing your resume. Also, delete unwanted details and unnecessary information which is not connected with your targeted job role. Point 3. Maintain or preserve the experience bullet points that connect the dots in your story to show your progress. Fonts. Picking the right font is very important to the overall look of your resume. The choice is up to you, but it has to be a professional font type that is both legible and easy to read. I particularly like Book Antica, Calibri, and Verdana. The size can be 10 or 11 points. Also, make sure to use colors. Be creative but don't exaggerate the use of color. In short, keep it professional. Text indenting, bolding, underlining, yes. Use it to separate and highlight your contents. Bold and underline text only where appropriate to emphasize a point or a phrase. Maintain ease of readability. Set a 1-inch margin for the top, bottom, left, and right portion of the resume. This keeps enough white space on the page to distinctly show your resume contents. For section titles, use summary or profile highlights for the first section. Skills or competencies for core skills. Work experience or professional experience for experience details. Academic qualification and certifications for your educational and training details. Some other optional sections may include recognitions, rewards for the awards or honors that you may have received, community work or voluntary work for work that you have done in your local community. Sounds good? Shall we move on to the main task? Preparing the summary or profile highlights sections. Best practices. Use this section to present the synopsis or gist of all your work experiences so far. Each sentence must not be more than 3 lines. This helps the viewer grasp the essence of your sentence. Emphasize those skills which are in line with the type of job you are currently pursuing. Use one or more from these questions for articulating the summary section. Who are you? What do you have to offer to the job marketplace? What's unique about you? What makes you qualified for the job you are seeking to do? What skills do you have that set you apart from other candidates with a similar background? Let's look at an example of summary sentences written in a resume. What's good about the summary sentences in this example? It gives the impression that you have a range of skills and it shows that you have done these many roles. So, what are the key issues here? One, it drives a mixture of skills in the mind of the viewer, not the specific ones which you want to highlight. Also, it does not show your strengths in specific skills. Remember, our objective is to get a response on our job applications for the specific role that we are applying for. No worries. Let's go ahead and fix this. Now, this summary section has sentences which are shorter and brings forth the skills which you specifically want to highlight. Compare this with the previous version in which the entire summary was written in one single para format. Let's look at one more example. In this resume, all the skills and the sentences in the summary section are cluttered. Now we have fixed this and broken the earlier sentences into shorter sentences. If you want to hit the pause button and make the changes in your resume, go ahead. Done? Save it as work in progress and let's continue. Preparing the skills or competencies section. List your skills which are significant and aligned with the role or the next job which you are seeking. Keep some of the skills which were vital in performing your previous jobs. Bundle or categorize the skills if it helps segment them. but avoid making a long list. Let's see an example. In this case, you see a very long list of skills. This does not help a viewer understand the core strengths. Let's fine tune this. Now, we have reduced the number of skills to accentuate the person's main areas of expertise. Let's look at one more example. Here, there are 10 skills ranging in various domains. Now, in the edited version, we have kept 6 main skills which are coherent and in sync with the targeted job role. Next comes the section on work experience or professional experience. We are going to write the work section with the employer details at the top and the duration of the work. This is followed by the title of the role and in certain cases followed by the project name. For writing the sentences in the work experience section, write bullet points with action verbs and adjectives. Use present tense words for the most current project like analyzing, creating, developing. Use past tense words for completed projects like developed, presented, wrote, etc. Now we are going to articulate a few achievement statements to highlight our value add in each of our previous job roles. I use a format called as challenge action result for articulating these achievement statements. It is used for writing the challenge in this situation or the need, your actions or contributions or effort, and finally the result or the benefit or the outcome due to your actions. You could use either an Excel sheet format or a word format to articulate your achievement statements. Whenever possible, use quantitative and qualitative aspects in this challenge action result format. Let's see one more example of a challenge action result written on a Word document. You will notice that the challenge action result written by us in a long format. Now we'll take these achievement sentences and write it in a concise paragraph form with fewer words and then place them appropriately in the resume. You will notice in this case that we have kept the essence of the sentences and removed the extra verbiage. Let's see some more challenge action result sentences. Notice how we are eliminating the extra words and placing a shortened version on the resume while keeping the essential qualitative and quantitative elements intact. Let's view another set of challenge action result statements in a Word document and see how they are placed on the resume. See one more example of achievement statements elegantly placed on the final version of the resume. Let's do a final checkup and review the resume. View your retooled resume now from the eyes of a recruiter or a hiring manager. Tweak any minor errors or make appropriate changes. Do a spell check. Now you have an artifact or a document which you can use for your job applications. For more details, visit winprocoaching.com. Lots of good luck.